Oh yes, that feels solid. Hey guys, kinggath here, and welcome to week 2 of my never-ending Fallout 4 Sim Settlements playthrough, or at least that's what we hope it becomes. Technically, I guess this is week 3, because we had that intro episode where I built my character, but thank you guys for suggesting lots and lots of mods. I've got through most of the comments and added those to my list. Now, not all of them are getting installed every week, but the ones that made it in this week, I installed the following mods that you guys suggested. Equilibrium Weapons, that was suggested by Hamoflag. Mike Moore's MCAM, which was suggested by Demon Mankey Man. Handmade Revolver, which was suggested by Hex Elaine. 10mm SMG, suggested by NK. Better Good Neighbor, suggested by Chris Carlson, and Laser Weapons First-Person Reposition, suggested by Kane Peters. So definitely continue to post. Limit yourself to 1 per video, please. Just post your suggestions and post a link to the Nexus page of your favorite mods, and I will slowly get all of those added to my playthrough. There will be some exceptions, as I've talked about in previous videos, but I'm going to try and get as many of these as I can. That makes sense.
Previously on Sim Settlements.
Why don't you get down here? Show me that fancy gun up close. Not a lot of people could get past my boys.
Well, shit. You may just be worth a damn after all. You want to get rich? You want to be top dog in the wealth? There's some wannabe pricks hiding down by Walden Pond. Take them out and come back to me.
3 points. Oh man, I'm slacking. What are we gonna need? Well, we wanted Hacker and Locksmith eventually. We'll just grab them both. Somebody mentioned a perk that they said I should grab. It was like Endurance 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chem resistant. 50% likely to get addicted when consuming chems. Sounds great. Let's do it. So we're going to do a mix of, we're going to give Jammer some and we're going to eat some of our own. So I think Jet's going to be, that's a fun one to have, especially if I'm going to play melee. So let's put that right over here. Wait, no. Let's do that intelligently. Oops. Yeah. I think that's the first time I've used... Whoa! Look at that jump! That's the first time I've actually used Jet in a playthrough proper. Like, I think I've used it for videos, but never... and I didn't actually use it proper because that was a total screw-up of using that. Oh, well, that was fun. I like the jumping. All right, let's try favoriting that again. So we want to go... Oh, good. We don't need the tire iron anymore. Perfect. There we go. All right, so somebody told me that there's something wrong with... militarized Minutemen. We are the Minutemen, and that's how I keep finding all these naked Minutemen everywhere. And that the Minutemen themselves are not actually running around the Commonwealth naked. Which is disappointing to hear. Both because I don't want to fix my load order, and because I was disappointed that the Minutemen weren't running around naked fighting the Commonwealth. Oh well. Jammer, we got some stash for you.
Back again. Got the goods?
I did all the work, so I'm keeping everything I got.
I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that. Give me the stash.
So this is one of those points. There's a couple of points in the early part of the quest line with Jammer where if you piss him off, he just aggroes you so you can kill him. So for those of you who want to play good guy, here's one of those points. After you tell him that, if you press mine, he will get real angry, and then you can just fight him and end his little quest line.
We're gonna start our own outfit. You, me, and the roughest sons of bitches the wealth is squeezed out. We're not gonna be like the other gangs around here. No. We'll be the dominant force in these parts by the time we're done. But, speaking of those other gangs, they won't sit around while another gang tries to set up. They'll come after us. So, we're gonna deal with them the same way we did with those scabs at Walden. The bosses are the score, but I won't cry if you wipe them all out. My old boss, Jared, in Kor Vega. Red Tourette at the Ration Stockpile, and Tower Tom at the Beantown Brewery. Those 3 need to die.
So this right here, this part of the quest, where he talks about Jared being a chem junkie, this is one of those points where a like New Vegas style optional way to do a quest would have been awesome. And if we had unlimited resources, we might have done it. But that would be one of those awesome spots where maybe you could find out where it is that they get their chems and then basically poison, like pay off their dealer to poison the chems or something. Like that could have been an amazing little thing, because there's not a lot of that going on in Fallout 4 where you get like a lot of clever ways to do objectives. Everything's kind of just run in there and beat the hell out of somebody, or you talk your way out of it. That's kind of the two ways that the quests seem to all go. Which is, I think that's one of the criticisms leveled against Fallout 4, which I can understand, because that was so much fun to do that in New Vegas, was to come up with the clever ways to get around quests. And maybe it's been too long, and I'll find some more of those in Fallout 4, and I'm not giving it enough credit. I just know that that's one of the common complaints that come up in conversations that I have with people about Fallout 4, is that they said it lacks. Everybody repeats that it lacks a lot of the replayability and role-playing aspects that some of the older ones did. What's going on, guys? I thought I just killed everyone over here.
Look, man, I've been thinking about this for a long, long time. I know what I'm talking about here.
Bullshit. You can't just put something between two pieces of bread and claim it's a sandwich. Does that mean a loaf of bread is technically a bread sandwich?
Technically, yes, but you wouldn't eat it all at once like that, so it doesn't matter.
I'd call that a sandwich. That seems legit to me. What's going on, bud?
Yes?
You got anything to say? How about you, bud? You guys want to sell me something? I'm just going to steal all your stuff. What are you going to do? I'm a raider now. It's time for Add-on Pack of the Week. And this week's add-on is Junktown by UWit. This add-on is crammed full of content with almost 60 different building plans covering all the different plot types. It's got new leaders available for those of you looking to expand the leader options. And for those of you looking for tinier plots than what exist, UWit has got you covered, as he's come up with something he calls the mini plot. And these are special designs for the interior plots that only take up a single floor tile of space. So you can cram a lot of them, especially in those tiny settlements where you want to really get that crammed feeling with tons and tons of settlers. He's got you covered there. He's also got some monstrosities that can actually act as kind of focal points and centerpieces for your settlement designs in the plots that he calls oversized, and these are tagged so that you can build them manually, but the settlers won't build them without you. So he's got a great collection of all different shapes and sizes, very unique stuff. So check out Junktown by UWit. I don't think I've ever come to Kor Vega in the middle of the day. I feel like this is one of those sections of the game, for whatever reason, it always happens to be night when I make it over here. And that place looks so much cooler at night. But, oh, Dogmeat found an enemy. Where is he, boy? Where are you sniffing him out? Come on, we got stuff to do over here. We got to get in there and kill Jared. All right, I don't know if I can do this one, guns, pipe wrench, or Big Jim blazing. I don't think that's going to work out in my favor. We're not sitting on a lot of shells. Oh, we got some cells here. Maybe we can get away with doing some of this action. All right, there we go. Turret down. Oh, you're beating up Dogmeat. I don't think so. Get out of here. Whoa, whoa. Hey, we're all raiders here. Oh, Dogmeat, I gotcha. Always stimpack Dogmeat. Oh, you guys are confused. You think I'm a Minuteman because I have this laser musket, but I stole this from a dead Minuteman. It's okay. Whoa! That guy just... Oh! Well, I guess... That's, so I guess secretly we did do the alternate quest line, and I drugged them all. That could be the side effect of the drug, is they all suicide. They go all, Marky Mark, like they breathed in some bad plant life. Do you get that terrible movie reference? Okay, that's enough of that. Let's get in here and level up. Leveled up. Alright, there was another perk I was going to try and get. See, endurance for... That's a long ways away. Oh, wait, we're going to try and get chemist, so chems can last longer. Which means we're going to need some more points in intellect. Alright, we'll do that. Sounds good. Alright, let's get in here. Alright, that's enough of that Minuteman weapon garbage. Let's get back to Jim. Oh, always with the full inventory. Whoa! Hey, buddy. Ooh, lost your head. Oh, he's got one of those fancy pipe shotguns, which means you're gonna have ammo for me. So this one's confusing to me. This is one of the generic models for the raiders that I used as a placeholder for Jammer when we were developing the content. So every time I see that guy, because he was in place for so long. Oh, whoa! Dogmeat, vicious. Ripped the guy's arm off and then his head. Uh-oh, I'm sorry, Dogmeat. I think I just smacked you there. Oh, brutal. So yeah, so every time I see that one particular raider, I just think I'm beating down Jammer.
Well, shit.
Ooh, found some jet there. Hopefully it's not that poison jet. Uh-oh, what am I doing? I'm missing loot. Oh, I think I might have to miss loot. I can't just spend all of my time in my inventory. It's not fun for me or anybody else. Oh, here we go. We got Laser muskets, get out of here. Ooh, 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 jet, give it to me. Oh, this is where we need to be. I never find it this quickly. I always get lost in Kor Vega. It's just part of the game. Hey, bud. Ooh, grenade away. Oh, I missed him. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, well, we gotta use a gun for that. Get out of here. Oh, that didn't do anything. Oh, no! Shh, you didn't see that. That never happened. Edit, Rick. Edit it. Don't let them see me without an arm. Perfect. Oh! Oh, no, my leg. Jared, I've come for your head. That's all I need. And I think Big Jim. Oh! Oh, no! Accidental jet use again. No way is this one. Yeah, you have no arms. Can we take out your legs without killing you? No. Oh well. Sorry, Jared. You shot up a little too late. I was quicker with my jet. And this week's mod of the week is definitely live dismemberment. I can't really describe in words how fun this mod is, so here's a montage. All right, let's do some building. So we have got Workshop Plus installed, so we're gonna fly around here. You can see I got a couple of plots up and running here because I had one settler when I started, and we got our second settler. So let's build them up some stuff here. So I'm not gonna do right now. Maybe I will eventually, but as of right now, I don't think I'm gonna be doing a bunch of creative, like, little micromanaging building, because that's why I created Sim Settlements, because I didn't want to do that. I wanted the plots to do all that work. I do tend to kind of build up little zones and put stuff in that, and we'll get creative and break up from that eventually. I don't really tend to snap all my stuff. I like it to be kind of messy, so we're going to turn off some snapping with place everywhere if I can get my hotkeys to work here. Come on, where are you doing? There it goes. Object snap off. Love place everywhere, so we can get that in there kind of sloppy, but we do want to leave a little walkway to get into that house in case we build some interior plots. So we'll get you going. Actually, you know what? We don't really need... We've got the 2 food for our 2 settlers. I was hoping we were going to get a 3rd settler, but assuming we're not, let's build some defenses over here. Get out of here. All right, so let's build ourselves a little marshal plot. There we go. And since I built the agricultural plot first, she's probably going to get assigned to it, so I better go intercept her. I love the super speed part of Workshop Plus. Hey, lady, come on. We're going to go over here. All right, and now we're going to leave our plots unpowered for a little bit. I'm not really looking to have them upgrade too quickly, because the sooner your plots upgrade, the faster dynamic needs hits. So dynamic needs is directly tied to your plot levels. So if you have your... looks like I competed with auto assignment there, and she got pulled away from the martial plot and onto the agricultural. So that's where we're going to have to grab her again. Thought that might happen. Wait, did it happen? Did it get undone? Did it get fixed? No, yeah, she got pulled onto the agricultural. Anyway, so the faster you level up your plots, the harder dynamic needs will hit. And one of the ways you can keep your plots lower level, there's actually a couple of ways you can do it. One is you can turn on the manual upgrades, and that's a good strategy for early. But what I like to do is just don't power them. So aside from the basic agricultural plots, the ones that don't require power, every other plot will not go past level 1 unless it has power. So by not powering things, you can ensure that they stay at lower level, which is a great way to control the dynamic needs in the early game, which I do have enabled right now. Okay, so let's look at our plot designs. I'm going to play around with the plots. I think this is one of Ewit's from Junktown, but let's confirm. I want to give people credit where it's due. So that right there, that's a raised garden from Ruined Homes and Gardens, which was the first add-on of the week. Let's check out what we've got assigned here, because we'll leave it. Yep, car farm by Ewit. So I like the building farms out of the trucks and stuff. It looks pretty cool. I saw somebody did that in one of their city plans for the contest and really loved that. So I tend to be the type of person that I will not preset all the building plans. I love the randomization, and so what I tend to do is I will only install add-on packs that I really like the look of every single building in, and then if there's an add-on pack that just has a couple I'm not a fan of, I'll just ban those, using the City Planner's Desk to ban specific plans. But in this case, I am going to select plots just because I want to show off some of the add-on packs and get a feel for them, because I'm really unfamiliar with them. Like, most of the time when people send me screenshots and stuff or tell me a plot is broken, I have no idea which add-on pack it's from. I really like this one. Let's take a look. Whose is this? Who do we got here? This is Fridge Defense by You at You at. It looks like, I think we found our add-on of the week. I think it's going to end up being Junktown, because that's the only one I have of You at You It's installed right now. So You at You It has a massive collection of add-on packs, and I just installed his Junktown one, and I haven't touched the other ones yet, because a couple of them are not for me. There's one that's extreme, where it's all these gigantic things, and that's not my jam. And then there's one I'm definitely going to install later after I get further into the Raider stuff, which is Blood Moon Raiders, because that adds a crazy amount of absurd Raider-focused stuff. So that one is definitely going to happen at some point. All right, so we need this person a place to live. Now, I don't know. So I guess we'll continue to put down some residential here. Again, not really interested in the snapping, but I am curious about where the other plot boundaries are, and that's one of the things where the, whoops, I want to turn that, there we go, where I can see where the edge of the plot is if I turn snapping on. Okay, so one of the things that ruins the snapping with plots, if you're ever wondering why they won't snap together or something, is these building models tend to overlap over the edges, and if anything's covering up a snap point, it will just cause that snap point not to work. Now, some of the time you can turn off surface snap with place everywhere, and then suddenly, yeah, see, then the snapping will suddenly start working. And that's the surface snap. I believe that basically tells it to stop worrying about collision when you turn that off. And so now I can find where the edge of the plot is. So let's see which way this thing is facing. So it's facing out that way. Yeah, I like that. Let's pin one to its back facing out this way. But that does seem to leave a lot of unused space. That's okay. We don't mind. We'll worry about that later. I tend to just, I love to build kind of haphazardly and not too planned, because then it leads to things that end up a little more organic. So then when I'm forced to adjust to the fact that I place things poorly, I think that gives it a nice haphazard look. So I'm gonna let that fly. I am gonna get rid of that foundation. So if you ever look into, so the default foundation, so one of the things I set up was to have foundations automatically spawn on my plots, so that way if I want to just place them kind of off the edge, I know a foundation will spawn underneath, which is useful. In this case, I'm going to get rid of it because it just looks kind of silly with the cement right there. So we'll go to Customize Plot, Change Foundation, and one of the options, oh, we don't have it yet. Okay, so that's one of the ones I want to add there, but I forgot something important about my own mod here. And I'm sure you guys do this all the time, but you can actually just scrap these foundations independently. Totally forgot about that. So one of the things that I was looking for was with the building plan skins, if you want to remove those, you got to do it from Customize Plot. But it's much easier for the foundations. You can just scrap them. Totally forgot. I try to get little user-friendly stuff like that built in when I can think of it. And that's the type of stuff where if you guys are ever looking to add some stuff to Sim Settlements, you want to see some things that make Sim Settlements a little easier to use, quality of life stuff. Those are great things to put on the suggestions forums. I love digging through those for quality of life stuff, because you guys have so much more time invested in playing Sim Settlements that you can see a lot of things that I'm completely blind to, and that I'm hoping to pick up while I do this playthrough, of figure out what are the things that are a little rough around the edges and maybe take up too much time in Sim Settlements that I can help you guys out with and make it a more streamlined experience. All right, so we've got our next agricultural plot lined up, which is good because that's what we're going to need next. We got to solve our water problem. So water is one of those ones where in the early game, it's really not solvable with Sim Settlements. You pretty much need to do vanilla, and that's how it's designed. So that's one of the things that maintenance costs is part of, and we're not using that in this particular playthrough, but we likely will in a future one. Is we're trying to make it so that it's useful to use all of the different parts in settlement mode, and that they kind of evolve. Because one of the things I love about the games like SimCity and stuff is you have to play through kind of the different stages of a city's life, and that's kind of what I've been always trying to capture with Sim Settlements. So in this case, we want to start out with wells, and so, you know, realistically, I have enough resources, I could just start building these things over in the water over there. But if we were playing with maintenance costs, that would be prohibited, because then all of a sudden I would have to have a cap cost per day to make up for certain things that use or that create power. So like generators would cost power, which would then make these cost prohibitive attractive to use. Now, I am not really playing that way in the sense that I don't have maintenance costs on, but I am playing in the way that I want my place to look kind of low tech right now, and then I'll just kind of add more. So I'm going to do a little bit of RP in that sense. I'm going to build my place up to look kind of scrappy, and I'm not going to just dive into a whole bunch of power usage stuff, and I'll kind of get to it later. That's going to be my fun little way to limit myself so that I'm not overdoing it early. And then you guys get a chance to see kind of what I had in mind with some of these mechanics of how this goes through its lifespan. So this is like a nice early balanced Sim Settlements settlement. Is you've got it set up, you've got your guys living, you've got one of them farming and one on defense, and then you've got your water created manually. So this is a nice balanced settlement. Happiness should start going up soon. The happiness cycle only happens. So one of the things that the unofficial Fallout 4 patch does, and it's something that Workshop Framework ended up picking up, is it changes the update cycle so it doesn't happen so frequently, because what that could end up causing your workshop scripts to get backed up, and then you could end up with saves that became unusable eventually. So it's a good solution to that, to limit the number of times that particular thing can run. Unfortunately, it does make things seem a little slow. So right now, I look at all my resources and it's like, why is happiness going down? It's just a little delay, and generally as soon as you sleep and the next update triggers, then that'll go correctly back in the direction you want. Now, there is a happiness report in Sim Settlements so that you can confirm that an issue like that is not a problem, but we find that report is still very, very I don't want to say necessarily inaccurate, because a lot of times it's totally fine, but it's temperamental, we'll say. Sometimes it works great, other times it doesn't, and that's one of those like constant battles that we're doing with the workshop system, is trying to figure out why some things are temperamental and why other times they're completely accurate. So if you look at the report, so you can see I've got perfect food score, perfect water score, perfect bed score, perfect shelter, perfect defense. And that's essentially, so those scores, that's the max amount of happiness that would be possible. So 20 for food, 20 for water, 20 for defense, 10 for each of the others. So that in total adds up to 80, because 80 is the most happiness you can get without some sort of bonus modifier. And so if I were to sleep now, it's not going to jump up to 86. It's probably going to jump up to something a lot smaller than that. And that's the part of the happiness report that's inaccurate. But it's probably accurate that long term it could go to 86. So my bet is it's a combination of I would get the 80 from all of these stats, and likely one of these plots has a happiness bonus on it that I'm not aware of, and I would have to check into that. And you can kind of add all that stuff up by checking all the plaques, but I am not going to do that right now. What I am going to do is give a quick sleep. We're going to see if we get ourselves another settler, and I want to see if the happiness does indeed start going up, or if we've got some sort of quirk we're going to need to work out, because if so, that will make a nice bug hunt video, because obviously happiness is a pretty key mechanic to Sim Settlements. We lean on it pretty heavily, so we definitely want that to work, especially since we're using Workshop Framework. That I can no longer just blame the vanilla system. That's definitely on me. So if there's something wrong with happiness thanks to Workshop Framework, I got to get that fixed and get you guys a big patch to take care of it. And I know I've had some reports of happiness issues, so I'm actually hoping to run into them. This is actually something I'm really hoping to run into myself, because one of the biggest and hardest issues with dealing with mods is trying to replicate these issues myself so that I can actually troubleshoot them correctly. So a lot of times people will send me their saves, and that's sometimes helpful, but other times all it tells me is that it might be one of the mods that you have installed that caused it, and it's hard for me to tell. But now, given that it's on my own load order, I don't have to download a bunch of mods to test. I can just dig around and see if I can figure out what went wrong. So it looks like, yeah, see, happiness is on the upswing now. So let's see what it jumped up to. So it does take a moment for the thing to trigger every day after you sleep, but and so like I said, it doesn't go up to 86. It's going to be a slow trickle. So that's one of the places where that report can be totally wrong. But the way the happiness is designed and by Bethesda's code, and I didn't change it for Workshop Framework because I kind of like it, is that it goes up in a slow trickle, and that kind of to me simulates what your settlers would be feeling. Is that they're going to slowly feel better about their situation. They're not going to just overnight like, oh, you beat us, you built us water, you're a great mayor. But instead it would be like, all right, we'll forgive you. Like, you gave us water, but we could use some more defense too, man. You know, they're going to slowly come around rather than just overnight just feel like you're awesome after you failed them for so long. So I kind of like that slow build up of the happiness. So, and I also, with Workshop Framework, I don't ever want to alter the vanilla functionality by default, because Workshop Framework is meant to be a framework. It's just supposed to give resources to mod authors. All right, so it looks like we've got our food fixed because our new we did get a new settler after we slept, and they built up this nice little farm here, but we're going to give them a source of water too, get our water up. So one of the things that the dynamic needs does with Sim Settlements is it does add essentially a water cost to your farms, because they would presumably use a lot of water. And I'm using Place Everywhere to cheat that in, so it looks like it's kind of part of the plot. I kind of like that. But there we go. Now we've got enough water because we need to have 1 per person, so we've got 3. So the reason the water went down is because dynamic needs, basically when that farm was built, dynamic needs kicked in and added a water cost to that plot, which reduces the resources that you have. All right, what else do we need? We're going to need a house, because right now they're probably sleeping on my bed. That's why they're still happy, and I don't like that. We're going to give them a house, and I do have... Oh, we need to clear up this fog. Let's take advantage of that True Storm Settle Tape. So this is one of the features you can expect real soon in Workshop Plus, is I'm going to build this right in, and it'll help with using True Storms, is the option to have the weather automatically clear whenever you pop into workshop mode, because I think that will be huge to help us out. All right, we got to find our little holotape. All right, once again, we've got to get in here and thumbs up some mods. We got to do that endorsement time, everybody. So there's one mod I tagged before I started the video, and I want to make sure I mention it again. That's faster terminal displays. If you're not using this mod, you should definitely snag it. It's just one of those little quality of life improvements. Once you install it, you'll forget you have the mod, and then if you remove it, you will hate yourself, because it's such a great little improvement. So simple, makes those terminals pop up immediately after you do the little animation to walk up to them. It's fantastic. Another mod I noticed that was pretty subtle, but helped out a lot with seeing a lot of differences in the settler was Ellie's Armor Compendium. So like that is one of the only armor mods I have right now to add just a bunch of clothing. So like just adding all sorts of variations on the settlers and stuff. And I don't think I saw a single settler in clothes that I'm used to from vanilla today. So that was pretty cool to see. So we're going to give that guy a thumbs up. And then another one I did before I hit record, and I don't know how, and I see there are more in this list. Somehow I don't have all of the add-on packs endorsed, and I feel terrible about that. So Junktown was one of those, so it got a little thumbs up. But again, once I gotta just keep mentioning it, guys. Go endorse your favorite add-on packs, your favorite mods, and if you've got the time, post them a comment, tell them how much you love them, and you will be shocked what an impact that can have. Those people will probably be glad to jump back in and make more cool stuff. And I'll continue to endorse these as I run into them in the game. I just want to make sure I get a chance to see them before I give them the old thumbs up. Yeah, we're gonna hopefully get all of these. Hopefully all the ones you guys have recommended are good enough to get that sweet thumbs up action. So we're gonna do a little cheating because we're trying to give you guys a nice show here. Yeah, I think that, this is exactly why this is why I created Workshop Plus, to ignore immersion, because for some things when you're building, you just want to be able to play the designer. You don't want to, I like having the immersion side of how I am planning and thinking about things, like using water pumps as opposed to a bunch of electricity. But when I'm actually doing the creating, I just want the tools to be tools. I don't want to have to be immersive in this part. So I love Workshop Plus for that reason. And we're going to mess with the weather, even though that's super unimmersive, just for the sake of building. All right, so do we want to have that there and have a little residential quarter? Yeah, I think I like them all together. Just as they're all living together. They're trying to keep close together. Unlike the raiders in Kor Vega with their big bed pile, these people have a reason to be afraid, because they're not super armed or anything, and they don't have 20 guys on jet to protect them. Not yet, anyway. Not until we get a little further into Jammer's questline. No, I'll probably not sack Sanctuary, because this is going to be my little experimental playground, so we can eventually get into the Industrial Revolution stuff. But I think right now we got a nice balanced early game settlement. This is what a early game Sim settlement would look like if you were playing with all the features. So if you're playing with dynamic needs and you're playing with maintenance mode, this is kind of what we anticipated. So when we lay out the balance of everything, we assume that this is roughly what an ideal settlement would look like in the early part of the game, and then the next building would probably be a basic industrial, just to generate more scrap so that you can get enough have enough materials to continue to build. That would probably be the next building that I would do after I get a 4th settler. And then 5th is once you have 5, that's when you open up commercial if you're playing with the default settings, but we'll figure that out as we go. We'll see what we want to do. because I'm not playing on survival and I don't have a lot of resource constraints here. I have plenty of stuff coming in. I don't have to focus a lot on goods and services, but if we can get somebody who will sell us jet, I think that's probably worth it. So if any of you guys knows an add-on pack that has a jet merchant, let me know. I'm in on that. Okay, you guys aren't going to believe this, but this plot just built, and I was about to shut down the video. This plot just built, and it's a VIP. I recognized it immediately. So if you guys don't know this already, the Wasteland Lounger building is where I built all of the VIPs in Sim Settlements to all use that, and that was long story why I did that. But anyway, when I saw that Wasteland Lounger came up, and I know I have a lot of add-on packs, I'm like, this is gonna be a VIP. So I poked my head in. Oh, it's a VIP, all right. And he's got some choice decorations. How freaking ridiculous is that happened to come up out of 21 VIPs in base SS, and we get that one after this episode. Ha! Fantastic.